Dr. Tuli, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, so we are live and a very warm welcome to you. You have dedicated the last 5 decades to the healthcare industry, and your contribution to humanity has been commendable. And in these times when the entire world is grappling with the corona pandemic, your role becomes all the more critical. So I'll just give a brief introduction of Dr. R.K. Tuli. Dr. R.K. Tuli is hailed as the global pioneer of holistic medicine, and he has to his credit the world's first ever Department of Holistic Medicine at the state of the art super specialty Apollo Hospital was established by him, and this was in the year 1995, a good 25 years ago. And his list of successful patients is endless, and he is undoubtedly one of the most versatile physician, a doctor beyond all frontiers, and he also happens to be a medical veteran. So you can understand that his contribution to humanity and mankind overall has been marvelous, and he's really had a very illustrious career so far. And in today's very engaging session with him, we would be pondering upon the various facets pertaining to holistic Medicare and how do we actually boost our immunity levels, because all throughout this 45-day plus lockdown phase, we have been talking about low immunity levels, and the terms like immunocompromised, immunosuppressed, we have all become familiar with. So we must understand from Dr. R.K. Tuli, foremost of all, about how does one actually go about boosting the immunity levels. Dr. R.K. Tuli, if you can hear my voice, this first question
Yes.
is, please.
I would like to begin this session with a small Vedic prayer that is Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya. So that comes from my heart. I don't want anybody to suffer in any way. This prayer says, may all beings be healthy and no one suffer in any way. So that's our prayer. With that prayer, we work and dedicate ourselves to this fight against the unusual visitation of the COVID-19 virus. Yes.
Right. So you could hear my first question about how does one actually go about boosting the immunity levels? How can one enhance the immunity? Because I think that is the most pertinent question
Yes.
bothering everyone
Because,
today.
yes. See, everyone knows today that there is no cure for the COVID-19 virus. The only hope is in prevention. And besides taking the administrative and the political decisions, which our government has done very well, and we have been able to largely contain the infection to a very great extent. But at the same time, we need to enhance the immunity of the people, because prevention has been universally considered to be the best medicine. And in this scenario, this becomes the only medicine. Unfortunately, there is no vaccine on the horizon, and it will take perhaps a long time. But our Vedic wisdom teaches us that we can generate this natural immunity within us immediately. For the first thing, for my message to the nation would be that let us not panic. Let's be confident. Let's have faith that we can overcome this problem by our own confidence and a positive hope. Because by panicking, we weaken our immune system, and just by being confident and being positive, we can overcome this situation. Now, of course, to our help comes the age-old wisdom of our traditional Ayurvedic Vedic medicine. which comprises the practices of the yoga system and the Ayurvedic practices, and especially in acute and emergency situations, the Vedic practice of Bhedan Kriya, which has been worldwide popularized as the system of acupuncture with its modalities like acupressure, moxibustion, laser therapy, auriculotherapy, etc. Now, we know our health depends to a large extent on the nature. We draw life from the nature, and by being one and in harmony with the nature, we can enhance our health. And our health is what our how healthy our immune system is. So this very important activity in this is the diurnal rhythm of, that is, early to bed and early to rise. That's how it begins our day. How good my next day is going to be, what time I go to bed today, and when I rise, I wake up early in the morning in the Brahma Muhurat. That's the golden hours of the day when you see the nature is at its best. The birds and flora and the fauna are at its happiest. You can watch it, you can observe it in the nature. That's the time we should do half an hour to 45 minutes of good physical aerobic activity, followed by another activity of the various yogic practices, especially including the stress relief, the pranayama, the various asanas, and the meditation, the dhyana, and doing the yog nidra. Now, this will enhance our life force, the pranic life force. When we do pranayam, we not it's not merely the breathing practices, it nourishes our prana. Prana is that factor of life. My factor of life, that means my health. My When my health is boosted, my immune system picks up. The various components of the immune system in my body start getting activated, start getting energized, and I can even feel its effect immediately happening on my health, on my body, and in my mind. So pranayama also develops, what is very important is your own breathing. Breath is the carrier of not only the air and the oxygen, but the more vital, the prana, the life giving power, the pranic force. And this develops my own ventilatory system. If my own ventilation is good, it is healthy, I will never use, I will never need the ventilators. So I must dedicate myself that I work every day on developing my breathing system or my ventilation system, which will keep my lungs healthy, my whole respiratory system healthy, and that will be able to ward off, because this virus, the COVID-19, is essentially a virus which attacks the respiratory system. And by having a positive respiratory system, I can ward off this virus.
No,
And
but one question, but
yeah,
one polite interjection. I want to understand from you why, in fact, today also, Dr. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal
you, your voice is breaking. हाँ जी, क्या बात हो गई? ओके, नहीं तो क्या विपिन जी को क्या हो गया? अच्छा, ओके ओके ओके। Now, when we are talking of the personal immunity, they say the charity must begin at home, and I must take responsible for my own health and involve the other members of my family. So, if I am healthy, my own family is healthy. Let us spread it to our friends, neighborhood, and our relations, and into our society. By taking care of my own immunity, I am developing the immunity of my family, of my uh, city, and of my country as a whole. And we'll be able to successfully chase out not only this virus. When I develop my own immune system, I develop a universal immunity against all the germs, all the viruses in the air, and all the bacteria at the same time. And by doing this, by adding to it a good, healthy, sattvic diet based on the Ayurvedic principle, the Ministry of Ayush has issued instructions on the healthy food, the diet that we should consume, and the use of various herbs, which largely people know themselves. By doing that, drinking warm water, doing hot water salt gargles at least 3 to 4 times a day. And in case we seem to be developing any cold or sore throat, we can also boost this with doing some steam inhalations 2 to 3 times a day, drinking plenty of hot water, herbal teas, which is supplemented honey, lime, ginger, cardamom, uh, uh, and tulsi, etc. And this helps to boost our system further. At the same time, cleanses and detoxifies our system. By doing this, we can keep ourselves healthy, and also by following this, we develop our immunity against the viruses. This healthy lifestyle helps us to chase away all the lifestyle disorders. Today, all the diseases, including all psychosomatic disorders like anxiety, stress, depression, uh, chronic fatigue, all these are attributed to wrong lifestyle. By correcting the lifestyle, we are also able to overcome all the diseases. There'll be no tension, no anxiety. You are able to reverse your diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, and cancer. And by remaining in positive health, you delay aging, the effect of the various degenerative disorders. All these can be nullified. And you
I want to ask you
not
something,
only.
Dr. Tuli.
Yes,
Dr. Tuli, I want to ask you a very pertinent question.
please.
There was a very senior leader. He raised the concern. He said that the people have to be made aware that it is more to do with the psyche of a person. He termed it as a psychological ailment as well, because he said that three categories. He identified three categories of people. He said that one, who are elderly people, senior citizens, and second, who are hypertensive, and of course then he talked about the diabetic people who have sugar. So then these three categories of people are more vulnerable, more prone to corona, and but other people don't need to actually be very worried. And then the people, because we can't remain in the lockdown phase forever. So what do you have to say
Yes.
vis-a-vis this?
We certainly
We'll not get
cannot.
into the naming. We'll not get into the naming part, and because this is not the time is not ripe for any politics. We are not having any political discussion. So I think it's complete into the healthcare field. So I would like you to just enlighten us whether it is whether people of only these three categories need to be actually wary about, or other people also need to be on their guard. The general
See,
public at large.
yes, Bipinji, I started my reply to your first question, I said first, let there be no panic, let there be no confusion, let the people be confident, and let there be a morale among all the people. That itself is the biggest fight against the virus. Now, when as I have talked a little earlier, that by adopting a good, healthy lifestyle, which begins with early to bed, early to rise, daily exercise, yoga practices, including which help us to relax and strengthen our mind and our body and our respiratory system, that all goes a long way to build up and make our immune system strong. That itself, I've already said that this only not makes us healthier, it uh, decelerates our aging system, or in fact it starts the anti-aging process. The effects of aging starts getting minimized, and when we are relaxed, we are healthy, all the lifestyle diseases, when we institute a healthy lifestyle into our life, all the lifestyle diseases, these hypertension and not only diabetes, but there are a series of this, including various psychosomatic and autoimmune disorders, they all start getting controlled. And when the patient falls into any emergency situation, into an acute attack, please remember the system of Bhedan, our Vedic Bhedan Kriya, which is now popularly known as the system of acupuncture, goes a long way in quick arrest and reversal of the disease process by enhancing the immune process, by enhancing our immunity. And I've said, let us practice, they say, act locally, think globally. Let us act locally at my own level, my own family, and leading on to my neighborhood, my society, and my nation as a whole. When the whole nation is confident, that was the purpose. You see, when the armed forces showered petals from the sky and played band music outside the hospitals in celebration of the various corona warriors, they were helping us to boost our immunity, our confidence. That's the whole nation is behind us. That they are, besides all the frontline warriors, the whole nation is behind us. That gives us the confidence. And while this is happening, let us take care of the deprived people. Let us take care that they are not starved in any way. Their food is taken care of, and we will turn out victorious as a nation. At this time, I'll take an opportunity. The whole media is talking of the vaccine. You see, any vaccine that will be a product of a short-term cutthroat methods is not going to succeed or help the humanity. It takes a long time because there is a proper ethical procedure to develop a healthy vaccine. Even then, the vaccines can come only in limited numbers. What is more important, and I have come across that our Department of Ayush has done a study on about 6,000 people in the quarantine, and they have given nearly to 3,000 people each an Ayurvedic preparation and a homeopathic remedy. And out of 6,000 patients who have been given these two in half an 3,000 each, none of the people have gone on to become COVID positive in their tests. So it's a big is a big research, is a huge endorsement, and this should be taken to the masses because people can do it at home. It hardly costs anything, and it is so effective. So let's not blindly run after these multinational companies who are trying to produce a short-term vaccines for their commercial gains. We are a country rich with our traditional wisdom, and this study on 6,000 patients is quite a large and a significant study. Let it be taken on larger number to various centers all over the country. And again here, I will emphasize that besides giving this, those patients who turn into acute phase, let them be complemented the medical care with the Vedic Vedan Kriya known in modern times as the system of acupuncture. It works very well in boosting the immunity and chasing the disease out, and it will make a significant difference. Let us, this is the time, the adversity throws up the challenges, and this is the time when we can come out with new, samples of success. And this is the time that we should also experiment this system of acupuncture. It's a universally
but one question
recognized
which comes to
system.
mind.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. Dr. Tuli, one question which comes to mind, and in fact, a lot of people are asking, and why not? If there is this concern being raised about the number of tests being conducted, so do you think that if the country does more tests, that would also play a very pivotal role in bringing down the number of COVID positive cases? Because it's known for a fact that every person is concerned. If the ruling dispensation is concerned, working relentlessly day and night, so is the opposition. I guess everyone is concerned and everyone wants the country to be back on track and everyone wants to restore normalcy. But then do you think that if the country conducts more tests and our system is equipped with more testing kits, we would be able to drastically bring down the number of COVID positive, or we will be able to determine the situation on the ground zero?
See, is the number of tests conducted is like recognizing a disease early. So early recognition makes the treatment easier. For example, if patient is detected early, he is asymptomatic and is detected to be COVID positive on the test, so that person can be put in quarantine or in isolation. So first benefit is that he starts infecting or conveying the infection to other people. So that's one biggest advantage. Two, now his appropriate care can be taken, as we said, in the form of healthy, good nutrition. These, as I've enumerated, simple Ayurvedic preparations are given to them, and they are made to do these yogic practices of bringing calm to their mind, bringing confidence into their situation, and doing some pranayam and asanas, etc. So that will definitely go a long way. So there's definitely there is a positive role for doing testing. Most important, it recognizes, identifies these carriers, isolating them, and preventing the infection to spread to others, and taking their appropriate care.
No, but Dr. Tuli, do you think that Dr. Tuli, do you think that the time has come when the country needs to actually formulate a new health policy? Because if we go back in time, and then if we see the history of pandemics, which brought everything to a standstill, be it cholera, plague, or the Spanish flu. So I think, do you think that the time is ripe enough for a new health policy? India should take the lead, take the initiative?
Well, our national health policy has always accepted that no one system of medicine is perfect. This is the World Health Organization's advice, and is also part of our national health policy, that instead of exclusively depending on the allopathic system of medicine, our healthcare must be complemented by the various Ayush systems also. And now is the time.
You mean to say the key word is complement, complementary to each other?
Of course, because healthcare infrastructure is essentially based on the allopathic model, community medicine, public health, etc., all a part of the Health and Family Welfare Ministry. While they are working, their approach should go more and more, instead of based on medicines, also based upon improving the health of the people by following our Vedic, as I said, Ayurvedic and yogic practices. So that people's health is better, people are mentally better, emotionally healthier, and physically stronger, and that will help them to minimize sickness, and that's the only way you can minimize sickness. The drugs, the hospitals, can give us relief, can save our life in acute situations, in emergency situations, but it cannot give us health. To get health, we have to resort to Vedic medicine.
So what is
to
the
that
one
extent,
special message? What is the one special message you would like to give to our very esteemed web audience today about these messages which keep floating off and on the WhatsApp and WhatsApp universities, and these people, some people doing fear mongering or spreading rumors. So what is that special message which you want to actually convey today?
yes. Well, believe no rumors, have self-confidence, belief in your own, and practice yoga as a way of life, nourished by the Ayurvedic wisdom which lies in every Indian kitchen, into a healthy sattvic diet. Definitely take care of your health, do some aerobic physical activity every day, and whatever you are doing in life, do it with a passion.
And refrain from indulging in self-medication, because you can't become doctors. You have to just adhere to what the doctors say, and in case you find any symptoms or you find that yes, something is wrong somewhere, you should immediately consult a doctor and not become doctor yourself.
No. I will. You are yourself your best doctor by practicing a healthy lifestyle, as I have enumerated above. Yes, if you tend to develop some symptoms, so go for your medical checkup as early as possible, and if there is anything, do take appropriate advice and get back into health as early as possible. Do not delay, because a good diagnosis and early recognition of disease is the easiest method. Of course, prevention comes first, but in case you tend to fall sick, early recognition and cure is the magic word. Don't let your disease become serious.
So, Dr. Turi, when in your illustrious career in the Indian Air Force, when you were wearing the uniform, so you had the privilege to ensure that the fighter pilots remain in the pink of their health. So share some very memorable moments, and what was it like to being with the fighter pilots and then ensuring that they remain hale and hearty?
Yes, Vipinji, taking back, it's very nostalgic, and that's been actually the root of my growth.
The era gone by, the golden era.
Yes. See, it's for a fighter pilot to fly and keep him flying fit, he cannot be given any medicine. And later, same thing proved when I was medical advisor to Air Force Sports Control Board, looking after the sportsmen and the sportsmen of the country, to get the best out of a human being in terms of professional performance. As fighter pilots, render the highest performance in terms of human efficiency, and the sportsmen who bring out the best in a human being. So these two entities I've had the privilege of taking care, and that's what changed my life. That to bring out the best in a human being, it cannot be achieved by any medicine. In fact, if a pilot is given any medicine, he is grounded, he cannot fly. A sportsman is given any medicine, he is doped, he is unfit to participate in a competition. So this life is a continuous race and a competition within myself. I have to keep myself healthy and fit without the use of drugs, and that also gives me the best immunity and armor, a kavach or a dhal against all diseases, and that is the appropriate requirement of the time, especially in chasing this COVID-19 virus. But the benefits will go a long way, because I'll be able to be not only healthy, I'll be in a state of positive health, total wellness, body, mind, and spirit, and be free from all diseases, all infections. And
so, how significant, Dr. Turi, how significant is Charles Darwin's theory of evolution in today's era?
Well, the survival of the fittest.
Struggle for existence, and the fittest of the fittest will survive.
Survival of the fittest. So make yourself fit if you want to survive. If you do not take care of your health, if you are not fit, well, you will be the first one to be affected. So
it all boils down to the immunity. Again,
Absolutely.
we come back to the subject and the issue
immunity,
of immunity, boosting the immunity and keeping immunity intact. So
immunity,
that in times when you actually need it, and when viruses attack you or these bacterial infections that infect you, then at that moment, it is your immunity which actually would clinch the battle for you.
My immunity is the index of my health and wellness.
Yeah, Dr. Tuli? Yes, Dr. Tuli?
Ajit, I said my immunity is the index of my positive health and total wellness, as we say, not only in my body, in my mind, and my soul. So let us work. Let's follow a healthy lifestyle. Let's respect our Vedic wisdom, which has given us a lifestyle. Follow that, practice that, and be healthy. There is no shortcut to that. And it gives you extended years of life. It gives you extended creativity. It gives you extended energy. It gives you extended health. It gives you extended happiness all the way. So let's India lead the world. India has always been the capital of spirituality in the world. And human being is a spiritual being, though on a physical journey. So let us nourish our spirit by these Vedic practices, be healthy in our mind and our body, and lead the world.
So what, Dr. Tuli, inspired you to bring into existence SOHUM, the Center for Holistic Medicare?
Well, simple. It's SOHUM means I am so am I. I am an Antaratma, an Ansh of the Paramatma. A harmony of this only can keep my Antaratma healthy and strong, and that is the essence of my health, wellness, and well-being. So it goes beyond any one system of medicine. We must integrate, as far as possible, the drug-free modalities of all the systems of medicine to give us health. And I can assure you, you can beat any disease at any stage, at any age, by adopting these drug-free modalities of the various systems of medicine. And that is what is holistic, a wholesome approach to health, essentially looking after the Holy Spirit of the human being, which is a gift of the divine, which is omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. It knows all, far more and beyond what we know about it. So let's surrender to the nature, follow the laws of the nature, and it will definitely give us the best, and that will be our blessing of this life.
Absolutely. So while most of us definitely concur and unanimously agree that corona pandemic is definitely no curse, but it certainly is a wake-up call to make amends.
Yes.
What do you have to say in this regard?
Yes, it's a wake-up call. It's definitely a wake-up call, because we have all started running after the financial gains, as our Vedic saying, dharmartha kama mokshanam shariram mula mutmam. Whatever we want to achieve in life, we must first have health. But we have sacrificed health. I remember that song of the 1950s, and that is what has become the theme of the world today. Baap bada na bhaiya, rupaiya sabse kya? Baap na bhaiya, rupaiya sabse. Sorry, I'm mixing up these words. It's the money has become the only criterion for people, whereas this pandemic is relieving to us that what we could not spend what we could not achieve in our environment by spending lakhs and crores of rupees has been achieved by the nature in this short period. That today we have a clean sky, fresh air, Our rivers are turning healthy and drinkable all over. The planet is in total rejuvenation. I mean, I'm sure this is leading to all the harm that has been done to the planet. It is being restored, it is being rejuvenated. No technology or amount of money could give us this. So that calls for a special session that we talk about the gains of this pandemic. And this money that we are saving on these accounts, I request the governments to support the deprived and the poorer, weaker sections of the society so that they are able to survive this. And at the same time, I look forward to an economic revolution in the country whereby we will, I think, in times to come, depend more on micro, small, and medium industries rather than the huge factories that have been happening so far, so that people can live closer to their homes and work as close to their homes instead of being pulled to the big cities and coming and living here in slum conditions, in unhealthy conditions, and create problems for themselves and for the whole humanity. So that way, I would call this COVID-19 is not a curse but a blessing. It's a blessing in disguise. It's a आपदा में वरदान. The advantages that it has thrown up, let us count those blessings also, and they will be far greater than economic terms if we have to evaluate that than the harm that it is going to do. And the leadership of our Prime Minister and the various chief ministers at the state levels, etc. We have enough food grains in the country. We have enough communications, very good communication systems. Let the deprived be taken care of, and may no one die of hunger. I have the national statistics suggest that nearly 25 lakh people die in India because of hunger every year. Surprisingly, in last 6 to 7 weeks since the lockdown, the media has not reported a single case of death due to hunger. So even in this diversity, the food needs of the people are apparently being taken care because of a good public distribution system in our country. And kudos to that, to our government machinery. So the air pollution itself kills 70 lakh people in India every year. It kills 70 lakh people directly due to pollution. Just imagine the saving. The deaths because of COVID-19 are a minuscule of that. The lessons learned from here can save us and reverse us the various non-communicable diseases, or what are called the lifestyle disorders, which itself kill such a vast number of people. The tuberculosis kills about 4 lakh people in India every year. So we have this can be turned into a blessing. It can change our whole outlook to life and the health of the nation, the happiness of all our people in all times to come.
So, Dr. Tuli, do we, in the coming times, do we see you actually playing some sort of a crucial role, a significant role in what Ministry of Ayush is doing? Because you've had a very illustrious career spanning 5 decades. I guess there's some technical issue at Dr. Tuli's end. So we'll try to connect with him at the earliest possible. So we've really had a very, very engaging discussion with Dr. Tuli, where he has elucidated upon very pertinent points, and he has apprised all of us on the nuances of holistic Medicare and what actually takes to ensure that we all remain hale and hearty and especially in the times of a pandemic, and when there is no real antidote or a real remedy to cope with corona. In these times, all we can do is exercise restraint and refrain from any fear mongering, refrain from being panicky or spreading panic. And in these dire situations, dire circumstances, all we are supposed to do is to adhere to all the norms and the advisories which we have been asked to do by the government and by our health specialists. So I guess if we need to sail through these very turbulent times, these trying times, we need to be firm in our resolve that we would respect the norms of a lockdown, and we would remain within the confines of the four walls of our homes and step out only if there is some emergency or to buy our groceries. There also, when we are stepping out, we'll adhere to the guidelines of social distancing, keep a distance of 2 meters from people, and then wear masks, gloves, and of course use sanitizers frequently. It's been a real engaging session, a very enlightening session with Dr. R.K. Tuli, who's hailed as a global pioneer of holistic Medicare. And I would express my gratitude to 10 News, which has always been a protagonist in highlighting and in fact taking the initiatives for raising issues that are of paramount importance to humanity and to the general public at large. Thank you to all the esteemed web audience, web viewers who've had the patience and despite all the technical snags. And thank you once again. Thank you.